What's the matter? I got a lot on my mind. Well, what about? Well, maybe you could answer some questions that I've been having on my mind for a while you know, about Hadako and her past. If you're fine with that, Rahu. Yeah, I can certainly try and answer them. Well, we've talked about it a lot. I mean, on and off, the frequencies, but she still, despite everything that, you know, her and I have done together, just within the past couple years, right? She she still has feelings for him, doesn't she? For who? If you're, I mean, who are you asking about? Don't don't play coy. You know who I'm talking about. Bird-like creature, very red, kind of orangish, cosmic looking. Oh, yeah. Um, Adamisk. Yeah, and her and Jinyu still have feelings for them, correct? Yeah, they still are kind of. It's complicated. Some of it's because they love him. Some of it's because they want his power. Some of it's because they want to capture him and bring him to justice, like you've said in the past, and like many others have and seen. Some of it is because they have a history together, and there's not really any closure yet on that history. And with Operation Grunge coming up, and then even Operation, Shoegaze happening sometime next year, do you think by her and Jinyu going on these missions alone together that they'll finally get that closure with Adamisk? Who's really to say? Um, you know, I mean, they've been working this case for a long time now, even before you ever entered the picture. And it's become a personal quest and vendetta of both of them. Especially because, on one hand, Jinyu wants to, you know, preserve his freedom and wants to form a closer bond with Adamus out of, you know, love. But on the other hand, Hadako wants to capture him, bring him to justice, and absorb his power and finally take what's rightfully hers, which is the true power of No. Yeah, and I mean, you've seen it. It's not easy to contain within a single vessel. You've lived it, you've experienced it. I mean, we don't talk about it much, you know, on the comms, but Even you've had your moments of how overwhelmingly powerful NO truly is, even at least on a, spiritual side of things. No, I know. And I'm just worried because you love her and her going out and doing this means that you don't know if she'll come back. Yeah. First off, I'm going to drop the charade for a moment, if you don't mind. Charade? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. John? Yeah? You're very gifted, very kind, very talented, very warm hearted kindred spirit. And all you've ever done is give and give and give and give to people, to family, to loved ones, to all sorts of folks across the galaxy and across the multiverse, across timelines, even. And the one thing you've been wanting is not gifts, money, power, you know, friendship, fame. All you've ever wanted was just to be with who you love, or rather, have someone love you. You've been pretty lonely for a pretty long time. So if you think that your adventures with you and Hadako are done after all this, you're far from mistaken. Really? Oh, yeah. That's what you're worried about, and you're worried about her safety. You're worried about making sure that she's okay. Then that proves once and for all that you at least surpassed our test. Test? What kind of test? I've said already too much. But just know this. She's not going to be disappearing from your life. Not anytime soon. She needs some time to just get her head straight, get closure in places that she doesn't have closure, and fight some of these battles the way she wants to fight it. But she doesn't have to fight it alone. She doesn't have to fight medical mechanical alone. She doesn't have to fight the Bureau alone. She she doesn't have to fight Atomisk alone. I know what you were going to say. Plus, you have your own personal vendetta against Atomisk, don't you? It's a long story. But yeah, I have some history with the asshole. That's all I needed to know. But don't worry. This is a good thing for her. Just take a moment, breathe, and she will be back. Make sure you prep and say your goodbyes and get her packed and ready. Will do. Thanks, Rahu.